What's going on YouTube? This is 3zinferno. So here to talk to you guys today about the first deck in the YCS Indie series. The first deck I'm going to talk about is Heroes because it was the last one to win. Congratulations against Angel Flores. So, Heroes. How do I think they're going to do at YCS Indie? You know, I really think they can make a big impact at Indie. The reason being, of course, they have their power cards like Miracle Fusion, Super Poly, and Super Poly's live against every deck now. Um, they're able to main deck Skill Drain, which I still think is one of the best cards in the game, best cards in the format right now. Thunder King and Skill Drain in that deck can knock out about half the people's decks. So I really think that Heroes have a really good chance of doing a lot of damage at this YCS, and people are still, even after it went 1, they either think it's not tier 1, they don't think it's good enough. For some odd reason, people still hate on Heroes, like, oh, it's not good enough. But I really think that if you're not prepared for it, I feel bad for you because you're going to get beat by Heroes. What you have to watch out for is when, it's a really defensive, control-oriented deck, but they can drop a Miracle Fusion or a Super Poly. So you always have to watch out for and play around cards like that. One card that I like, so for a side deck, a generic side deck, I like siding in Thunder Kings. Thunder Kings are good against their reinforcements, their E-calls, Pot of Duality. I like the Snowman Eaters, especially in windups. If you're playing windup, Snowman is definitely good too because it's a level 3 if you're not main decking it. It's a level 3, and their aliases can't run over it, and they can't spark because it's damage step. So they can't spark. So that's really useful too. Another card I like that I've been testing a lot more, and my friends have been, talking about a little more, is Trap Stun. I really like Trap Stun as a side deck choice nowadays. Even better, more than Royal Decree. Reason being is because, let's say a lot of decks that set a lot of traps, they'll maybe side in their MSTs thinking you'll play Decree. So they're going to activate their traps thinking, oh, I'm going to MST their Decree if they flip it. Then you chain Trapstun instead, and they're like, crap, they can't chain MST. Especially for decks like Chainburn. Chainburn signs an MST because they know that you're going to side in Decree. But what happens is, if you have Trapstun instead, then you Trapstun on the end of their chain, and they can't MST you anymore. They're like, oh, crap, like, my MSTs are sort of useless. So that's what I think about Trapstun in general as a side deck card. Let me know what else you guys think is a good side deck card. I still like Bottomless because you can activate Bottomless after Super Poly resolves. It says you can't negate Super Polymerization, but Bottomless does not negate. It only responds to the summon. So when they Super Poly and minus their resources, if you Bottomless Trap Hole, they lose everything because Bottomless can be activated. Some people think that you can't, but you can because Bottomless is not chained to Super Poly. It is responding to the summon of the card. Alright? Compulse also works well. Deprison does because of it stops shining from searching and just things like that. And also, instead of mirror forcing and then letting them have more heroes in their grave, you deprison and remove their heroes so that they have less targets for Miracle Fusion. Alright, so that's all I have for this video, guys. Watch out for heroes. If you're going to Indie, I really suggest you have at least a decent side for it. Alright, thanks guys. 3zinferno signing out.